here now. Sorry about this. We're going to go over some equipment and stuff as soon as I figure out how to do this. I want to... Oh, it's right on there now, huh? Cool. Alright. How do I change this? Alright, how do I change this? Change that. Change. Documents. I guess. Guess that's cool, huh? That'd be alright. Uploading your thumbnail. Okay, so where is it? The thumbnail, baby. The thumbnail. Brutal. No. Oh no, we want to public. Gear I use. Let's see. Like this. Oh, my phone's getting hot. Wonder why that is. Okay. Hang on, guys. I'm almost done. Okay, I just want to put this stuff in info. Gear info. Okay. Alright, I think we're done. Alright, so here we go. Woohoo. Bingo. Okay, probably blogs, blah, 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 public. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, save this shit. Right here. How do I do it? Go to live control room. Jesus. Brutal. Okay. Alright. No idea what that brought me there for. Alright, well, whatever. Let's get on some gear, man. Let me set this up somewhere. Let's see how would that work. It will be going this way, so just want to lean it right here, I guess. Oh, fuck, it's over here in the light. Alright. Alright, let me go get my stuff. I know I probably should be ready, huh? But I'm not, sorry. Totally not ready, huh? It is what it is. It is what it is, it is what it is. It is what it is and is what it is. Let's see what this looks like. Okay. Come on. Alright, we're rolling. We are rolling. Let's not drop the phone. Give it a little bit right there. There we go. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna jam a little bit. Oh shit, did I just switch the channel? Oh, I did. What a pain in the ass, man. I need to set this up better. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Oh, push that. Alright. Let's go get my gear. Hopefully that won't fall. Probably will. Jeez. Boom! This is the Fender. This guitar's been through a war, man. Let me tell you. It has been through banged up stuff. Look at that. Just gives it character. You know, one thing I don't like about this guitar right here is this knob, man. Sometimes gets in the way when I pick, but that's probably just because I'm rusty. I like these because these are like locking tuners. But my guitar of choice would be an ESP 7-string. I think it's the M1000, I think. It's like $1,000 axe. It plays really nice. And I use this piece of wire, right? Then I hooked up this little Boss practice amp. What a cool thing. It runs on batteries, man. I mean, what a cool thing to practice with. I don't get paid for none of this stuff, so I'm just going over this, but I don't know. See how long the batteries last, Probably won't last a long time. Because I like to jam a lot, especially when you smoke a little bud, Keeps my mind off all the scientific crap and our grand solar shit. And, so business for me has been pretty awful. Probably because I've been studying a lot the past, but still, I try and it still sucks. Still sucks. I think I scienced people to death. Thanks, professors, for making me aware of what I already knew. But it's like 10 times worse. That's cool. Thank you, Professor Diamond and Ben Davidson. Cool people, I think, so far. Anyway, I like this little amp. It's pretty cool stuff. And then I just jammed to some YouTube beats, man. These chords are relatively easy to play when you get in timing. It's hard to meet the strings, like when you're doing riffs like. Try not to be sloppy, I don't know. My blues riff. It's hard to do that not sloppy. I used to be able to do it, So it's like. Fucked up. What do you guys think, man? This little Fender put it together, man. I'll tell you what. I've had this guitar for a lot of years, man. And actually we played in a band in the 90s. And these idiots started fighting, and the fight came towards me, man. I bashed the dude with it. Bam! Left probably a mark over here. They brought their fight up on our stage. Pretty crazy shit. Drunk bastards, not thinking. But anyway, man. Yeah, so we're gonna, I've been thinking a lot. I'm moving into a new place. My brother, who's a teacher, we bought this big house that I grew up in, and we all grew up in, and so he got this place, and he asked me to, work for him. So I'm going to give up my shop here so I can dedicate myself to scientific studies that I've been working on my whole life, and also to help my brother with his projects and build a greenhouse. I mean, that's how much, my family is, pretty much in agreement with the solar cycle thing. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of you people out there are wondering about it, and it's real. It's a real deal. I think it's just, you have to be able to read between the lines. I can't say that enough. And, you know, there's certain teachers and professors that are terrible on looking at this YouTube and pretty much corrupt people. And it makes me sad to see, you know. But there are a few good ones, man. I can't say enough. I mean, promote these guys. I don't know why, because I like them. I think they're pretty much honest and dead on. And, you know, it's the scientific stuff that, you know, I've been following my whole life pretty much. And it seems like you know, science moves up with the technology now that we're able to read stuff with satellites, with Humies and the SWP satellites, a swamp, and you know, the magnetic field and all that kind of stuff. Man, they have technology that reads that stuff. You know, it's just insane. But anyway, you know, I like to, you know, I really look at Suspicious Observers as a mentor. Oppenheimer Ranch, he just did a killer video on the greenhouse, and, you know, where he was showing you how rodents will, you know, get into your greenhouse, so you have to buy a certain material, this mesh, to keep the animals out. That's something I would have never thought of, see? You know, and I appreciate that, man, and, you know, it doesn't seem like these cats are really asking for much, and I can't see why they put their, you know, unless they're like me that studied science, because, you know, my father pretty much made us learn scientific stuff. It was like a part of our family. It was my father demanded it, you know. So, you know, I mean, and still, I loved all the stuff that I've studied over the years, but, you know, I never wanted to be a scientist or any of that shit. I just wanted to, you know about our bodies and how cells and DNA and how plants and how our atmosphere and how everything works, and, you know, the magnetic field and stuff like that. I always thought that shit was common knowledge, you know. You know, with the oceans moving around, heating up, cooling, moving heat from the north to the south. I just thought all that stuff was common knowledge. The Milankovitch cycle, all that business, you know. I mean, they had taught that for years. But, you know, now that we have technology that's so good, you know, we could see it all, you know. So, you know, it's just you know, you have to look at this scientific stuff with common sense and reason, you know. And when you put all this data that we now have and you put it all together, the evidence is just clear that, you know, something crazy happens, and, you know, now you can see it happening out there, you know, like with thick clouds, just like Ben Davison says, you know. You know, that's something that I've always kind of knew about I never knew really what the names were, the heliosphere. I mean, I just learned that a few years ago. But as far as like the sun having a magnetic field, I always knew that it protected us from gamma radiation from interstellar space and galactic space. You know what I mean? Whatever. I don't understand what this interstellar space, I guess, would be just out of our solar system, and then galactic would be the whole gig or whatever. I don't know. Can't never figure out what the two mean, or you know, which one's which. Maybe it's galactic is the whole thing. Yeah, the galactic web. So that would be the whole thing, and interstellar would be inside of our galaxy, I guess. But the sun has a magnetic field. I've always known that for a while, anyway. Just never knew what the name of it was, or never cared to know it. But it's called the heliosphere, and when when the sun's on a solar minimum, I mean, with what we now know about things being electricity, it's not putting out the electricity and the magnetism to keep it all working, you know. So when you look at the swarm data, I call it that. That's my nickname for it, because I can't stand the abbreviations, SWAP, whatever the hell you know. I always think it's stupid to have to learn both abbreviation, but spell the whole fucking thing. That pisses me off, man. Just spell it out, the whole term. Don't have 10 fucking terms for one thing. It's stupid. It pisses me off. It's like aggravating to. Anyway, so when the, you know, we're in the solar minimum, and, you know, the sun about ready to kick into solar cycle 25. I mean, those of us that like to watch the SOHO and SDO and all that stuff, now that we can do all that stuff, I mean, you could tell that it, you know, I mean, the spot appeared, so it looks like what the science guys with the sun and stuff are telling us that solar cycle 25 is on its way, and who knows what the hell. I mean, you got to look at it. The 250-year cycle, I guess. You know, what one of my teachers was saying is they're seeing that, you know, maybe it might wake up and be angry, poof, and poop some shit at us, or who knows, you know. But I know that we've been in a cooling period for a long time, so it takes a lot of years for that cooling to catch up. You know, even though the sun's going to wake up, same with when it gets hot. You know, it's same thing with every freaking thing, man. You know, you heat up a stone, and it takes a while for it to cool out. The same thing. You know, so, you know, only our system takes years to do, you know. And, you know, anyway. Oh, Randall Carlson had a really cool show on the other day. It was pretty knowledgeable about, I don't know, about isostatic pressure and isostatic pressure and the differences between what they both mean, you know. I mean, when ice melts, the ice sheet melts, the land mass will raise up and displace the water. But see, now the water is replacing in the ocean, so the ocean floor will sink. That's a thing called isostatic pressure. Yeah. So, and then when the ice sheet melts and the land masses rise, I think that's isostatic pressure. It's something that I've always thought about, but you know. Anyway, I just want to. Hey man, I don't know why I'm doing all this channel stuff, because I think it's important pretty much. I mean, that's the whole reason I started a YouTube thing. It's not to show my haircuts. It was mainly to, you know, when I realized that Professor Davison was on there with his channel, and you know, and known about Professor Davison for a long time as a scientist. I mean, I've been hearing his work for many years. So when you hear that guy on here really putting it out there, and other professors, Diamond, I wish I knew the guy's last name. I never thought to ask him. I think the guy's mad at me really because I flipped out on him one time. So I'm sorry, dude, but magnetic reversal man, Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Apologize about that, brother. I didn't mean to cause no grief. I mean, I was all worried. I wanted my people hearing, listening to, you know, what I have to say about any kind of magnetic field, or even though I can show them live on the Space Weather News, you know, what it looks like. It seems like people just don't care, or you know, I know that up to the years coming to this stuff is probably going to get hard. I mean, you know, so prepare now. Learn how to make a garden. That's why I appreciate, you know, the magnetic reversal news. That professor, he's on it too, man. The guy is just, you know, what I like about him is that he puts a whole 45-minute thing together. You know, I mean, it looks like he really works hard, you know, putting this stuff together. And he's pretty funny, poet, and he didn't even know it. That's what it caused me to pick up my guitar, by the way. Thanks a lot, bro, Professor. Good job. You were talking about, I think you were talking to that Australian dude about the fires, and you were getting really irritated because, and you're just talking about all kinds of stupid people. We have stupid people everywhere. It was funny, dude. I mean, you know, and I just decided, all right, I'm going to pick up my guitar and write some riffs about it, you know. And it's the only thing I could think of to get my mind off shit, you know, because who wants to think about the magnetic field fucking up, you know? Really, that's a pretty crazy thing if that happens. And I mean, I can't see the data bullshitness. And, you know, when people talk about, oh, the satellites and flat earth and blah, there's nothing, you know, why can't you see them from the satellites from the space station? Because I got an answer for you because they're up much higher. Some of them in a different orbit, like L1, L2 is called Lagrange points in orbit. So that's why the space station doesn't pick a lot of our satellites up on their cameras because the satellites are up higher than them. Except for swarm. There's the swarm satellites. They work like one flies at the top of the ionosphere, and the other two fly way above him and at different points. So they're taking an actual reading. So you got one satellite flying above the ionosphere, and the other one flying way up here at this orbit, probably, and one flying down here, circling the globe, taking measurements of the thing, man. And you know, that's how Ben Davison and all these other great scientists, like the Diehole dude, and let's see, there's just a lot of good teachers on here, man. You know, I had one teacher for electricity. I was surprised to see him having a channel, man. If you want to learn about magnetic fields, here's who you go learn it from. And he's got every freaking class that I took in the 90s on here for free. I'm kind of pissed. I want my money back, really. But anyway, I mean, I'm just kidding. I mean, the guy's totally worth his class. But anyway, Professor Matt Anderson, he draws on a glass chalkboard so that you can actually see and get a visual while you're learning about which directions magnetic fields flow and how they work, and RF signals, and what it takes to create different signals and waves. And he goes over the whole spectrum. It's physics of electricity, man. You know, and, you know, I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't do too great in his class. I just barely passed. I got a D. But, you know, it's on YouTube again, and now that I'm older, I refreshed it, and it seemed like some of the stuff that I did bad in has come to me all of a sudden, like a riff. You know, I mean, I can see it now, the numbers and the shapes and all that crap. And that's my phone going to take it down. So, hey, man, peace out. Subscribe to my channel. And let's learn this crap together. You know, we need to get prepared. Oppenheimer Ranch, Magnetic Reversal, Suspicious Observer, Diehole, Electric Universe, all these guys, they are on it and correct. And Mavstar, the guy that's doing his best to make muon detectors to detect these intergalactic space radiation and all that shit. So, yeah, give him a look at too, Mavstar, on YouTube here. And, you know, hey, if you're a friend of mine, then, you know, I suggest you watch every single one of these videos with Magnetic Reversal News, Suspicious Observers, Diehole Foundation, Mavstar, Electric Universe, Thunderbolts, all the Matt Anderson, if you want to understand how magnetic fields work. And let's see, Popple, I think that's what he calls himself. He's a magnetic genius too, the bald guy. He should get in the science game because he's smart, you know. But the guys who read Greek and theologians and they understand the Torah and all that stuff, and the Hebrew letters is, you know, pretty fascinating and interesting stuff. And I like the fact that you know, we need to learn. I don't like it, but I like the fact that we have YouTube to be able to do this kind of stuff, and you know, and teach each other, because I think that, you know, with common sense, logic, and reason, we need to prepare, man, especially with growing food. Have a great one. Peace out. Subscribe, please. Get her done. My salon, it's dying. Peace out, guys. Love. Much love.